Alright guys, if you have not heard of Creux Automatiq before, they are an Australian owned company based in Sydney. Now they do tout to have Swiss design, so some of their pieces in fact are Swiss made, meaning they meet all the requirements of being Swiss made, but some of them actually have Swiss manufacturing or Swiss design but not fully Swiss made. So this is the box that this piece comes in, kind of piano black plastic there. It does have a felt bottom, so it doesn't really spin. Some people actually have said that this looks like a little coffin for like a gerbil or hamster, which is kind of cute. That's a comment that I kind of like there. So felt interior, and there you have the piece that we are going to review today. So just going to put that aside. I don't get manuals with this prototype, so there's nothing to show you from that perspective. Okay, so guys, this is the Creux Automatiq Diamondback 2, so DB2. I guess they have named this. It is the graphite version of the watch, meaning it's got kind of this grey motif on the dial here, as well as the rubber strap that I'll show you later. It does come with a blue as well as I think a carbon PVD style one as well. Check out our website for more information on the company and their pieces if you wish. And the MSRP on this fully is 1600 USD. I think I have seen Creux Automatiq watches go on sale occasionally, but this is what it is currently listed at, 1600 USD. Right, first up guys, as always, I'm going to talk about the movement. So in here, none other than a proper Sellita SW200. So it's not, one of those STPs or other brands that do ETA clones. It's none other than Sellita, the main, I guess, arguably highest quality one. I don't know the grade of this movement exactly, but it is obviously heavily modified into this custom skeleton effect. I don't think these bridges are seen in any other watch. I do believe that there is some customization and uniqueness, but let me know if you know better and if that is not correct. So I don't know what the rated accuracy is here, but I can tell you that they actually have done a no date modification on this SW200 as well. So it is a no date. It goes from the winding position to the hacking position. There is no date position in between. The runtime accuracy that I've had this going for over a week now is +4 seconds per day, which is pretty darn good, even though this is just a prototype, not actually a full production model. Right, okay guys, going on to the case now, 40mm diameter, and that bezel is pretty much flush with the side of the case there. So it's 40mm, but of course it goes a bit more if you take out or take into account these eclipse crown guards, is what they call those. Thickness is a pleasing 10.7 millimeters. So they've kept it under 11. The hidden lugs under the watch here, I guess it's not really that meaningful telling you the lug width here, but for what it's worth, it's 18 millimeters. Hidden lugs there. Lug to lug distance, if you take the absolute extreme of the watch right there between my thumbs, is 47 millimeters, but because of the integrated bracelet and straps, it actually behaves a little bit differently, and it certainly fits most wrists very well, I think. Overall weight on this adjusted bracelet, so a few links removed to fit my wrist, is 145 grams. With the rubber strap, which I will show you later, it's only 102 grams, so very comfortable weight at about 100 grams there. Moving on to finishing then. So above the bezel, hopefully you can see there longitudinal brushing, along with the top surfaces of the watch as well. You're having longitudinal brush surface. At the bottom, right, circular brushing, including the undersurface of the lugs as well as the periphery of that case back. We're having circular brushing there. It does have a polished bevel, so you can see there on the bezel, as well as the side surface of the bezel is polished, and as well the side bevel on the case there. Nicely done. That polish transition is actually pretty darn well done. Very, very happy with how they have achieved that. As well as the case guards. Okay, you can see the guards there. It does have a polished bevel on those eclipse crown guards as well. So nicely done, well done on what they've achieved on the finishing here. The case back, as you've seen, nicely screwed down, like kind of a bit of a porthole motif there. So a nice screw down display case back, and you can see that custom rotor that they've got there. Screw down sign crown, right? It's got that CA on that crown there. This watch is rated at 100 meters for water resistance here. Right, moving on to the dial now. So what we have here is, of course, a skeleton dial. That's very obvious from looking at it already. But what's not so obvious, as I mentioned, is that the skeleton is, I think, custom to this particular watch. It's got a very deep set flange on the periphery where it has the chapter ring that is printed. There is insets on that flange there where these floating polished baguette style indices are attached, and they float above the dial. So nice effect there. I really like how they've achieved that kind of floating index motif here, or effect. The skeleton paddle hands, or at least partially skeletonized paddle style hands, are matte finished or slight brush there. It does have a polished arrow seconds, right? The arrow style for the seconds hand there. And loom wise, it's got BGW9, so Swiss Superluminova on all the usual places, including the full chapter ring. So loom shot right here, of course, for you guys to appreciate how it glows in the dark. Right, on top of the dial, it's a flat sapphire crystal. So hopefully you can appreciate that. It has a printed brand and model name. You've probably already seen that, so I'll hold it like this. So you can see the Creux Automatiq, the model name down the bottom at the 6 o'clock position there. That is actually printed on the glass. So nice, again, nice floating effect they have achieved here. It's got internal anti-reflective coating, and as you can see, this is pretty good, right? I've kind of panned this watch around, and it is actually functioning pretty well, that AR, I have to say. Right, moving on to the bracelet then. So this is clearly, as you've seen, an integrated bracelet, right? It's long brush steel, it's got overlapping segments, and it's got polished hexagonal elements in the middle there. This is obviously not entirely original. I think it's taken from the Vacheron 222 bracelet. Let me know if you agree with that. But it's not a very commonly seen bracelet. You can see there's also a polished bevel on the side of the bracelet there, right? And then brushing on the side again. Sizing wise, it is actually 26 millimeters at the widest point near the case, tapers right down to 18 millimeters where the clasp sits. So 26 to 18. It's got solid end links, of course, and then as you can see there, it's got the quick release straps. This isn't screw links though. These are actually push pin, split pin adjusts for the adjustment of the bracelet here. It's got a push button release butterfly deploying clasp there. Okay, so that's the bracelet. Let's now just snap it on the wrist for a wrist shot for you guys. There we go. There is the Creux Automatiq Diamondback version 2 on my 17 centimeter wrist. So remember, 40 millimeter size, only 10.7 on the thickness. And I guess, again, that lug to lug doesn't really account so much, but it's 47 millimeter lug to lug distance there. And, pretty darn stylish. Look at how that bracelet slits, and, the way they plays with the light. I quite like the effects there. It actually is quite an attractive watch. Okay, so that's the bracelet. Now I'm going to move this across here because I want to do a live change to show you how easy this really is to change out. Okay, so just going to undo that, and that's it. That's already off. And here we go. Here are the straps. Just check the watch to make sure it's the right side up. And I'm just going to insert that in. Okay, that's in there. And then this side. This kind of quick release really does make it really cool, and makes it very easy to just swap it in and out for day-to-day change here. And there we go. It's already done. I did it in front of the camera, no fast forwarding there. You can tell me how many seconds I took. So this is a graphite colored FKM rubber strap here, right? It's got that, those quick release integrated bits there. Nicely done, that polished hexagon. And it's got a fairly unique looking steel buckle there. So it's got, jewel finish. There's a bit of polishing there, brush mainly. Nice, nicely done. They've put something unique there rather than something kind of OEM factory style. Okay, let's just move that aside and put it on the wrist for a wrist shot for you guys. So here is the watch on the FKM rubber. And I have to say, as you guys probably know, I am very much a kind of steel bracelet type of guy usually. But, when I've tested this watch, I have actually enjoyed this rubber strap more because it is just, it's so comfortable. It's not a sticky rubber by any means, unlike, the older Creux Diamondback, the original one. This one actually is well done. It's good looking. It's got the texture there and it is so comfortable. I've really very much enjoyed having this more than the metal bracelet, I have to say, in this case. Okay, so what have I enjoyed about this watch? I think it is overall obviously quite a quality package. You're getting that, nicely modified, well done modification on that SW200 movement there, right? That seems to be unique. So well done on that. They do have good case design, right? Look at the case, with the Eclipse, crown guards, the way it flows down. Really quite nice case design. I won't say in this case it's excellent finishing. I think the polish is very well done, but if you can see the brushing, particularly on the case, not the bezel, but the case, some of it's a bit wavy. Now, this is a prototype, so I expect that that's going to be better in the production models here, okay? And I expect that it will be excellent finishing. The dial, I think they've gone for a very nice balance on the dial here. The way the hands balance against, I'm just going to put it at the classic 10 past 10. The way it balances against those baguette indices, the way it sits in the porthole bezel here, nicely balanced. It's just got a very pleasant feel about it and I like it. The bracelet integration and strap integration, great, really well done. Then they've actually improved it on the older model because they've got this very nice quick release that is easy to use now. So well done on that. And the overall watch, I have to say, is very comfortable. It's a comfortable watch. It is stylish. It's attractive. It is really a good looking watch on top of all that. And the size, 40 millimeters, is a good size, right? It's a watch that you can almost wear every single day. Now, this is a little bit sporty skeleton dial, so strictly speaking, you probably shouldn't be wearing this in black tie, but short of that, you can pretty much wear this everywhere because you can actually swim and snorkel, whatever, with that screw down crown 100-meter rating here. Any weakness? Any weaknesses? Well, look, obviously, this design is not 100% original, right? There is some derivation here, inspiration, I guess you might call it, or even homage. You can see elements of Hublot, Audemars Piguet, and then obviously that bracelet is very, very close to the Vacheron Constantin 222 bracelet. So let me know your thoughts about where else design elements might be inspired from, but I think obviously it's taken from some of those names. The dial, I think the dial could use with a little bit more contrast, right? The skeleton elements are all in, the original metal. Some darkening could make those hands pop. Now, if you obviously see it straight on and you've got a, darker background, that's fine. But in some lighting conditions like that, the hands could, disappear a little bit. So a little bit darkening on that dial could be better, could help it pop a bit. And then lastly, of course, the value proposition of the watch. Would you pay $1,600? Would you pay full price? Now, I think there's some argument of value here, but because of other full established Swiss-made brands around this price range, maybe the competition is going to be a little bit steep. But let me know what you think. Would you consider this at full price? Or would you only consider this at discount? Really, you're talking about things like Longines, Rado, even Oris around this price range. That's really what this is sitting at. Right, guys, there we go. My thoughts on the Creux Automatiq Diamondback 2. Let me know your thoughts below and catch you guys, of course, next time.